Welcome to my productive workspace. I've intentionally set up for digital minimalism. It's really important to me that my office is inspiring and aesthetically pleasing to look at and work in. If I have a lot of clutter around in my office, I'm not able to focus and I'm not as productive. Let me take you around and give you a tour. Here's my office. I've intentionally put my desk here. I've had my desk on every wall in my office. But the reason why I did it this way is it allows me to film. I can get 5 different positions in my office. So I can use that as a backdrop. I can use this as a backdrop. I can do a bit of both. I can stand in this corner and I can get another angle, and I can also shoot from that angle if I wanted to. So there's a reason why I set my desk this way, is so I can get lots of different angles when I'm filming videos. So when I'm setting up my office, I'm sort of creating 3 types of zones. What these zones are is what I call the hot zone, the warm zone, and the cold zone. And I'm going to give you a tour of what I store in each of those areas. So what I mean by hot zone is when I'm sitting at my desk, everything that I need is literally at my fingertips. So when I'm sitting at my desk, I have my laptop, and there's just a few things that I like to have in my drawer. If I'm writing note cards, these are to clip the wick on the candle, and I have a lighter because I love to light my candles, and that's one of the things. Or I have a diffuser, and I have some coasters. Sometimes I like to write out what I'm doing for the day, and so I love these notepads. And I like to have a little bit of paper because I do take notes. I'm a pen to paper kind of gal. This is really cool. I just used this. This is from IKEA. It's a felt liner, and it just fit in the drawer. I can put a link in the bottom of those. So that is what I keep in there. And then in here, I just have a few pens, and you can see I don't have to get out of my chair if I need a highlighter or I need staples. I got my pencils, my pens. I do use these a little bit, less and less all the time. And then in this drawer, so these are all the things that I classify as hot zones. So of course I need my reading glasses, and this is for the blinds to go up and down. Sometimes I need some handy tools, and I like my hand cream and some lip balm. And there's a couple of little cords. This cleans the lens on my camera. And I always need a tape measure just because I'm an organizer and I'm always working with plans. Now for my tech equipment, I highly recommend that you get a really good mic. So I use the Shure mic, and this was highly recommended to me. Love it. The sound quality is great. And I love this stand. I had bought another stand and it only went up and down. This one goes up and down and it tilts forward or backwards. So I gave the other one to my husband, and I bought this for myself and everyone on my team because we love this. So when we're doing Zoom, if I need to tilt it to a certain angle, love this one. The other thing, my cords were just like flopping all over the place. And so I just put these, and they just hold them. And then when I need to plug them into my laptop, I can. And I also have these little Velcro, so I can never remember, okay, which one's the monitor. And you can see here, I just use my label maker. You can write on there with a pen, and it just goes in. And then this Logi, this webcam has been the best. I film most of my videos with this on my laptop, and the quality is amazing. Highly recommend that. I just got a brand new ring light, which I love. This is the 18-inch, and I can actually have 3 devices on here if I really wanted to. Or sometimes I'll have my phone, and then I have my mini Shure mic connected here because I just know the quality is really good. And this is my 3rd ring light, probably in the last 7 years, and I love it. There's actually a remote for this, but all the controls are right here on the front, and I can also use them with my remote. Then I have a larger monitor because sometimes I've got multiple Excel spreadsheets and I got lots of, or I'm creating. And so I have that, and I always love to have a little plant. And sometimes at night or when it's not so sunny, it's nice and beautiful and sunny today, I like to have a light. So that is my tech setup and how I have set up my office. Oh, and my chair. I love this chair. I had tried a very expensive chair. It wasn't comfortable. I highly recommend that you have a comfy chair and it goes up and down. Now, the one thing that I am going to change out is I want to get a standing desk. And the reason why is because when I'm shooting videos or I'm doing trainings, I would love the opportunity to stand up. It changes my position. So I found something where I literally can take these legs off and they're just bolted in, and I can actually put a standing desk under there and still have all of my drawers. So I'm excited about that. I'll make a few changes this year. I'm not quite ready. And then I did install a blind. And I love this one. My blind guy that I use on all my projects, he gave me this remote, so it's all on remote. I really love this. I do have to put on curtains sometimes because I face south and the light comes in. And then last but not least is behind the door, I just hung my flip charts here. And I love these. Sometimes I just want to map out something and I just used a command hook. Now, a warm zone would be sort of secondary. So these are things that I access from time to time. And in here, what I have is I do a lot of Amazon shopping for my clients. And so I have returns from time to time, and I need to have my tape gun and tape. These are just magazines that we've been published in and some articles that I've had, and speakers. Sometimes I like to plug in my speakers. And these are my active clients. I just have a few files because when I'm looking at plans, I need to print them and mark them up. It's just easier for me. And in here, I keep all of my labels. So these are just things that I use from time to time. And I love these little zipper pouches. They're just really easy and they waterproof and they last way longer than Ziploc bags. So I love those. And see these are magnetic. I love these bins. These are from Neat Method. I'll link those. And they have these magnetic labels that are so strong. I love these bins. They come in different colors. I use them quite a bit. And then I just have some of my office equipment manuals and these. So if you don't have a filing cabinet, what you can do is you can buy something like this. And as you can see, it just fits in there and it organizes it. So one of my goals this year is, because I'm on this journey of digital minimalism, is I want to get rid of all of my paper. I want to be 95% paperless. And so my goal this year is to just find the links to some of these things, and I will be saving them in my system that I have for managing my life and my business. So that's what I keep in here. And I love these. These are made out of metal, so they're very strong and durable. But these are things that I classify as the warm zone, and I can just roll my chair over there, or I can get up, but it's within arm's reach, and they're things that I'd like to have. And then these, I move things around. Sometimes I want the plants. Sometimes it just depends what angle I'm doing, but this is always here. And I can also move this unit. I can move it against the wall and position it anywhere that I want. I love my plants, and I'm not a green thumb, but I just love how it just adds some nature, it brings the outdoors in, and it just makes me happy when I see them. Moving to the cold zone. So these are items that I don't need to have at my desk. They're not within arm's reach. They're things that I use from time to time. I just hung these here. They inspire me. I like them. I took this photo. It's in Washington, D.C. when I went to visit my friend, but I love architecture. And I love this quote. It says, "Focus on the road ahead. You are on your way to extraordinary adventures." So like I said, my office is about being inspired when I'm in it, and it's as clutter-free as possible and minimal. I don't want to have to do a lot of stuff. Now, I love this unit. You can see this is a pack unit and it's from IKEA. And I don't like looking at my printer and I don't want to see my shredder or my filing cabinet. And so what we did is we built this and yeah, we put lighting in it, you can see. And one of the tricks that I do when I'm installing pack units is I put a light strip with a glass shelf, and what it does is it brings the light into the unit. But I want to get out of my chair to go to my printer, and that's just so I'm not always, if I'm sitting and I need to print something, I don't need to have that within arm's reach. And then I just have my stapler. I like to use some tape for some things, and sometimes I need a pen or a pair of scissors, and they're all at my fingertips. And the odd time, I don't know, I just really like this. I can't let this go. It's so pretty. It's a pretty little 3-hole punch. And then I have down here, I have my shredder. Highly recommend you have a shredder if you have paper. This is a cross shredder. And just really, really tiny pieces. This is what you want. So in my filing cabinet, like I said, I've been on this journey of digital minimalism. And so in the top drawer, I still do have some business files, and I've coated them all in gray. And actually, I'll just show you, like I use these tabs, and what they do is they just clip in here. And I love these. You don't have to use a label maker. You can use a Sharpie, but my goal is to have all of my accounting and my business files all digital and scanned. And I've been working on getting this minimal. And then yellow, when we open the drawer, is all our personal files. Now I'm just gonna show you what I have in here. These bins, I love these bins. This is real acacia wood and metal. And again, I love these metal magnetic labels. And so in here, what I have is my label maker and my label tapes. And yes, I have 2 label makers. I have my big one, and I love, here, I'll show it to you. This is my favorite label maker, and it's the Brother P-Touch, the D610. The reason why I use this particular one is because when you print a label, there's always this little piece that it spits out on the end. And so with this particular model, and the other models don't, what happens is it trims it, and it doesn't have a lot of white. And a lot of times in the other label makers, this is the less expensive ones, this is top of the line, one of the top of the line. And you can see how it just trims it. This is a really small one. I was labeling my cords, which I'll show you in a moment. But it makes a nice clean label. And so the other thing that you can do is these tapes. This is a 12 millimeter, and I can put up to an inch. So when I'm labeling big storage room bins, I get nice big labels. And my other favorite label maker is this one. I'm sure you've seen this. It comes in white as well. You can see here, this is the P-Touch Cube Plus. And again, I can use the same TZ tapes, and this works with my phone. Highly, highly recommend either one of these label tapes. They are my go-to. So this one works with an app on your phone, and it just has some really pretty fonts that we can use. Sometimes I love to have my books, but I'm really working on purging my books and donating them. And then up here, so this is all my tech. And what I do is when I have a piece of equipment and it has all those cables and maybe a little bit of instructions, I like to keep them all together. And so when I need to find my Shure mic pieces, I know this is this one, and I could label these, but I know what's in them. And you could just do a label right here. And I love having all of my tech in these zipper pouches. These pouches are great, and I'll put a link for these, and they're waterproof. And you can get different colors. I just kept it all neutral. but they work and they come in all kinds of different sizes. So I absolutely love those. So that is my cold zone, things that I don't need to have and I have to get up out of my chair to go and get them. In here, in this closet, again, this would be classified as a cold zone area. This room, sometimes when it's overflowing with guests and my niece or nephew come to visit, and the bedroom, we have a guest bedroom, sometimes I need to use this bedroom as a bed. And so I do have a few hangers placed for our guests to hang clothes. But what I keep in here is just another light that I have and some tech. We'll just start down here. I love these whiteboards. These whiteboards are great when I want to plan out, and I have everything that I need for those right here. So I love these, little eraser, and my pens. They're all handy. And again, if you don't have a filing cabinet, there's all kinds of products you can use. These are just a few cards that I like to have on hand. And then here, I love this unit. Highly recommend this, especially if you have kids. I put these in every home that I'm in pretty much, because kids for school, they need blank paper, lined paper, graph paper, I'm all out, and they always need sheet protectors. And look at this. This is great. So I'll put a link for that product there, and I use these. I don't use a lot of paper clips, but this is another one of my favorite products. See how it's open on the top and the side, and you can keep papers together. So I use these inside of file folders. Sometimes when I like to sort of doodle or draw, get inspired, I pull out my flip charts. I have all my pens and my Sharpies here. I can get inspired. These are my journals. I do use the odd file folder. And you can see here, again, sometimes I need some cover stock just for different things. I had to create some signage for a store that I was opening up and getting all set up, and I needed to print signage, and so I needed the card stock. So that's why I have that. And then I have my note cards and the envelopes, and then just small. So that's that. And then up here, I just have sort of the last bit of training materials that I've collected over the years, and I am going to let go of these. It's just gonna be some time. I gotta go through it again. And I use these command hooks so I could just hang my bag. Sometimes I need to have a bag, and this is my other ring light that I have for filming. So that is everything that's in sort of the cold zone, office supplies, things that you don't access on a day-to-day basis. I really have been working on towards digital minimalism, and I hope that inspires you to set up your office in a way that is functional and it's beautiful, and it also supports you in what you're doing in the world. If you're interested in the items in this video, I've included the links in the description below. Comment below your favorite tip about setting up a productive workspace. In the next video, I'm going to continue this digital minimalism journey in a new series where I share my best tips on digital photo organizing. See you there.